Hey everyone, this is Cynthia, psychic and astrologer. So today we're going to be discussing the days leading up to the full moon lunar eclipse on November 8th. So let's get started. Now, the reason that I wanted to make this video for this episode is because there's definitely going to be a lot of activity going on leading towards or leading into the full moon lunar eclipse that we're going to have on November 8th. Now, take for instance, on November 5th, the moon will be entering Aries. And what's interesting about the day of November 5th is that there could be this sense of unexpected excitement and opportunities. And the reason for that, a big part that's going to play into it will be Venus and Uranus. But the way that I would describe the energy of it is that it could bring about a sense of change or changes, last minute changes, routine changes. And this isn't just because of Venus and Uranus. There will be a time later on in the late afternoon, like after 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, where maybe things aren't going in a direction that you would think or that you would be expecting. So, this could create some kind of last minute adjustment. Now, this works great if maybe you happen to have a date, maybe wanting to meet somebody or going out on a blind date, or if maybe you're not really doing anything and you decide to get on one of those dating sites, dating apps. You could easily run into someone, meet someone unexpectedly. Now, the only thing that I would say is that this could be also a time frame after 4 p.m. that it could create a little friction. So that friction could actually create disagreements and arguments. Now, it doesn't help that we are currently in a Mars retrograde, and Mars retrograde can stir the pot up, I guess you could say, and this could easily create disagreements and arguments. So, this could actually bring about a time of the unexpected, whether the unexpected works in a positive way or it works in a negative way. Now, one of the things that I did want to bring up is we always seem to start getting a little bit more sensitive or emotional as we always get closer to a full moon. Obviously, we're leading into a full moon eclipse, so that doesn't make any difference. It's just a full moon, the energy of a full moon. I always put it out there. Start keeping an eye about 3 days before the day of a full moon or an eclipse, especially a full moon eclipse, because you'll start to notice people getting more sensitive, whether it's you or other people. And this could easily create disagreements, arguments, sensitivity to just the slightest things. And that could create a situation where, like I said, it could lead to maybe a breakup, a separation. And like I said, it doesn't help with the eclipse coming up. The smallest, littlest thing becomes 10 times bigger. Something that maybe you're used to just blowing off. Now, all of a sudden, it's just like, I can't stand it no more kind of feeling. So maybe this is a warning that this could be a situation that could occur. And if there is a way of trying to find a compromise, work through a situation to have maybe some discussions, a compromise of some sort could easily go a long way. So just remember that. Now, on Sunday, the 6th, now as we lead to the 6th and the 7th, now we are still going to be having the moon in Aries. I do like that the morning hours does seem to be more positive, more affection, more compassion. If there was any kind of disagreement or argument, maybe the morning hours could help in really calming things down, having a pleasant discussion, working through any disagreements or arguments. But in the afternoon, especially between 4 and 6 p.m., it could create a sensitivity time period. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that there is something still going on in relation to anything that might have happened the day before. This could easily just be a situation that is something totally different. Maybe you're just, sensitive to something you hear, emotional on something you hear, maybe something you read or a piece of information that somebody tells you. So this could be something completely different, has no connection to anything that might have happened the day before. So the energy does seem to be where it could easily just again make you a little sensitive on things, again leading up to the full moon eclipse. So on Sunday and Monday, now, during that time, this is actually on one end, it's positive and working through any disagreements, arguments, working through any issues or concerns. On a negative, is that it could create a situation of feeling like you're running into a wall. If you're trying to compromise and work with someone or work through something with someone, um, you may feel sometimes that they're just not listening, they're not hearing where you're coming from. And this could create a situation that may feel like nothing's getting resolved. And again, this could be maybe with you. The one thing that I would say, because we're leading into an eclipse, so the moon enters Taurus. Now, the eclipse that we're going to have will be in Taurus on Tuesday, but the moon does enter the sign of Taurus very early in the morning on Monday. So during this time, this could easily put you in a situation where you have to be more cautious, more thoughtful, more careful of your words. Um, when I did discuss about the Mars retrograde, because Mars is currently in Gemini, Gemini rules communication. And one of the things that I did point out is how we communicate can really be a big effect during this retrograde cycle that we're having for the next few weeks. Now, with the eclipse coming up and everything in the energy going on around this time, this could create a situation on how you communicate and have any kind of discussions, serious discussions with someone. Now, this someone doesn't have to be on a personal level. It could be on a professional level. This could be a coworker, client, a customer, a manager, supervisor, and the interaction there. Maybe there is too much friction. Maybe it is two people colliding and not understanding each other. Maybe this puts you in a situation where you have to start deciding, is it time to go? And again, is it time to go in the relationship? Is it time to go in the current place of work? This could easily even create a situation where you may start to decide, do I start to do something more independently and more on my own, or just start to go as in go finding a different source of income? Um, but this is definitely going to be a time of what you feel matters most to you, what you feel is of value most to you. With the eclipse, as we get into November 8th, now, if you haven't checked out the full moon eclipse video that I created, I'll put the link below so you could check it out. If you're listening on my podcast, I will post a link to where you can find it also, whether it's YouTube. Um, but one of the things that I did discussed during that time is a big part of your form of where you want to be at in your life. If you feel you're missing out on something, especially with career and finances, hey, I'm not getting paid enough, or I want to be in a better place career wise, this is actually going to be a time where you start to seek something better for yourself. And the next 6 months could easily take you into 2023 to pursue this. And I really feel that you will definitely have the drive and the motivation and that ambition in you to really accomplish that goal. So, as we're leading up to the days leading to the eclipse, this is definitely going to put you, whether it's on a personal level, on a professional level, what you need to do, where you feel you're at, and what steps you need to take to accomplish that goal. And if it means time for a change, time to start pursuing a new path, then you will be open to create that new path and to start taking those steps to accomplish that goal.